Welcome, friends. We're Bob and Fran, healthy aging advocates and authors and proponents of a plant-predominant diet. Today we're going to be answering questions from our viewers, that's you guys out there, about our own personal eating regimen. It's our hope that you'll discover some new tips and insights and ideas or fortify what you are already doing to age with great health and vibrancy. So we saved our favorite question, at least I saved my favorite question until the end. So let's get on to the first one right now. Fran doesn't even know what these questions are, so
I'll do my best.
Yeah, just do your best, Fran. So the first one is, well, it's a pretty easy one. It says, what do you eat for breakfast?
Well, I have to say that most mornings we eat the same breakfast, and that is my homemade granola. And I do believe that the recipe is on our website, and it's really easy to make. And I make a big container of it each time I do it, maybe 3 or 4 pounds of oats. So it lasts a long time, and it's really delicious. And I usually put some fresh fruit on it, like bananas, strawberries, blueberries, and some almond milk. And we always put in 2 heaping teaspoons of ground flax meal, because that's where we get our omega-3s.
Yeah, and it's delicious.
And you can't taste the flax meal.
I love the blueberries especially.
Blueberries are really healthy.
Yeah, I love them. So the next question is, I'm reading off the list here, are you, both of you or one of you, gluten-free?
No, neither one of us is. And truthfully, we never had a problem with gluten. But from what I can gather from speaking to people, gluten seems to be, the real problem with gluten isn't the gluten itself, but the chemicals that are put on the grains that are causing the problem. I spoke to a man once who was terribly gluten intolerant, but when he went to Italy on vacation, he ate everything. He ate bread, he ate pasta, and had no problem because they weren't using the same chemicals on their grains.
But isn't the exception those people that do have celiacs?
Yeah, if you have celiacs, which is like maybe 5% of the people who have a problem with gluten, they definitely have to avoid gluten.
Okay, so that's our personal viewpoint on the idea of gluten-free. So the next question is, what are your feelings about fasting? And I can try to tackle this one.
Go right ahead.
You're going to take most of these questions, but this one I sort of know pretty well.
Okay.
So we don't do like a 24-hour fast or longer ones or whatever, but we try to extend the time between meals, especially the time that our dinner ends. We don't snack after dinner, we just fast until breakfast the next morning. And that's pretty much the way we fast, just extending the time between meals.
Right.
The next question is, what do you think about a raw diet?
We personally have never been on a totally raw diet, but I will tell you, we eat a lot of fresh vegetables and fresh fruit. So in that respect, we're getting a lot of raw.
Yeah. Next question is, what are GMOs and what foods contain GMOs? So GMOs are
genetically modified organisms. And of course, there's a lot of controversy about that. Some people think that they improve the quality of our food. We tend to think that they are harmful, and it's best to avoid them. And from our own study, we have learned that the foods that the most genetically modified products are soy and corn.
Yeah.
So if you can avoid those products, except an organic, you're better off, in our opinion.
I think so too. So the next question is, how can I eat a whole food plant-based diet when I don't have time to cook 3 times a day? And that's a pretty good question, especially for working people.
Absolutely. My answer to that would be to make items that can be used for more than one meal. For example, soups, stews, casseroles, curries, anything that you can have leftovers, and so you don't have to make a separate meal for each meal. For example, today we're having leftover curry that we had a couple nights ago, so I don't have to cook lunch today.
Yeah, great. So the next one has to do with food combining. So the question is, do I have to food combine to get whole protein?
Years ago, the belief was that you had to have like rice and beans together to get whole protein. But from what we have studied and what we know now, it seems that if you eat a lot of whole foods, you don't have to worry about getting the right amount of protein. As a matter of fact, you've probably heard me say this before. One of our favorite questions is, well, where do you get your protein? Well, we get our protein from the same place animals do, and that's plants. So if you eat lots of plants, you're getting all the protein you need. And as a matter of fact, some of the best doctors who we follow have all said, we have never had a patient who was protein deficient.
Yeah. The next one is about oil. If I cut out oil, which we don't do any added oil, so that's where they got the question from.
Yeah.
If I cut out oil, what do I do about salad dressings and even sautéing?
Okay, salad dressings are no problem at all. Again, on our website we have several. You asked another question there. It was about
sautéing.
Sauté.
How do you sauté?
Okay, I sauté with either water or vegetable broth. For example, we use these bottles. Let's see, they're called Hydro Flask, and I keep it next to the stove when I'm cooking, and I just pour some water in when I'm sautéing onions, garlic, mushrooms, and it works just fine.
Okay. The next one, what, if any, supplements should I take as a whole food plant-based dieter?
Okay.
Supplements.
Yeah.
We get that question a lot.
The only supplement that is, from what I understand, is absolutely a necessity is vitamin B12. Because if you don't eat animals, you can't get that in a plant-based diet. So, and as far as other supplements, that's entirely up to you and your physician.
Good answer, Fran. So the next one is, will I get enough iron without eating meat so I won't become anemic? Well,
no, we've been plant-based for 15 years, and that certainly hasn't been a problem for us, so I would think that becoming anemic is not an issue.
Well, if you eat enough seeds and nuts and dark leafy greens
you're
and
getting everything
legumes
you need.
and dried fruits at times, I think, at least for us,
it has not been a problem.
It hasn't been a problem at all. So the next one is, can I actually be eating too many carbs? Now, we eat a lot of carbs.
Okay, but you have to understand, there's carbs and there's carbs. You can go to a supermarket and walk down the aisle of potato chips and cookies, and it's all carbs, but that is carbs with empty, there's no value to them. They're
bad carbs.
Bad carbs, right. But good carbs, whole foods, vegetables, fruit, you won't have a problem with getting too many carbs.
I don't think so. So this one is about calcium. What about calcium? So I know that our research has shown that if you drink milk, it's supposed to supply calcium.
Well, that's what the dairy industry wants you to believe.
Right, but
it actually, the opposite is happening.
Yeah, it actually leaches calcium from your bones,
Yeah.
according to what we have learned and according to what we do. So we have pretty strong
Yeah.
bones, and we don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 15 years plus since we've had milk products, and we certainly haven't had any problems with no calcium, without having enough calcium.
Yeah, and calcium you can get from seeds and
greens,
almonds,
green
as
leafy
well.
vegetables. Yeah.
Okay, next question is a money question.
Ooh.
Does it cost more to eat a whole food, plant-rich diet?
Absolutely not. We are not buying expensive meat and fish. Fruits and vegetables in season are very reasonably priced. No, we spend probably a whole lot less on food than most people.
I agree. I guess I agree, but you're the one that's in
Yeah.
charge of the checkbook, so
Right,
I'm not
right.
sure. Well, I know we spend less money
Yeah.
now. So the next question is, I am eating more fiber. Will I have to go to the bathroom more? Well, here's an expert
Absolutely.
on that.
I promise you that if you follow a whole food plant-based diet, you will never be constipated again. It is wonderful.
We have that in writing.
As long as you drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
You will be very regular without any problems.
So moving on quickly from
Literally,
the bathroom.
moving on.
Yeah. Is it true that sugar in starches are easily converted into fat? Let me repeat that. Is it true that sugar in starches are easily converted into fat?
Actually, I think it's converted into energy. Fat is fat.
Yeah.
And the problem with like oil, for example, is it's the most dense form of calories that you can get with the least amount of nutritional value. That's what makes you fat.
Okay. Back to the not going to the bathroom, but it's sort of an allied question. Will I have a lot of gas and bloating eating plant-rich diet?
Could be.
Could be.
If you have a problem, for example, with beans, it is advised that you start with the smallest beans first, like black beans.
I mean, smallest in size?
Smallest in size.
Yeah.
And eat those until you're used to eating beans, and then you can start increasing the other beans, like kidney beans and other beans. So that's supposed to be the best way to indoctrinate your body to eating beans.
And we understand that the longer you are on this healthy eating regimen of mainly plants, that the gas thing sort of dissipates after time. Next question is, many fruits and veggies should I specifically be eating?
How many?
It says, I guess it's how many fruits and veggies should I be specifically eating on a daily basis?
As many as you want.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, your body will tell you if you've had too much of anything. So I think, especially this time of year with the wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables available, eat lots of salads and eat lots of fruit.
Yeah, we do. And I guess we're supposed to be getting older and less vibrant, but we're not. It's all those fruits and vegetables.
We hiked 3 miles this morning.
Yeah, we do. We do every morning. And this whole eating regimen has been a life changer for us. As Fran mentioned, we're on it for 15 years, and our immune system has just been very excellent. I don't even want to go there. But we stay healthy and we stay energized, and we'd encourage you to really get with it if you haven't already.
Any more questions?
Oh yeah, I got a few more.
Okay.
What is meant by healthy fats? And give me some examples, says the writer.
Like we say, we don't use oil at all in salad dressings or in cooking, but we do eat some nuts and seeds and avocado. Now, from what we understand, if you have a heart issue, you should avoid even those fats because they could cause a problem for you. But if you are healthy otherwise, then those are healthy fats, because it's not just fat, but it's fiber. You want to eat things with fiber because that is what is good for you.
Just a few more questions. They're getting really more interesting here, I think. Yeah, this one we get a lot. I am considering a whole food plant-based diet, but do I have to jump into it 100%, or can I do this gradually? And I can take a stab at that.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's, for us, we had a health issue. Both of us had very devastating, life-threatening illnesses. So we decided we're going in it with both feet. We're just jumping right in, and we stopped eating all meat and dairy products and processed foods.
If you excuse the expression, cold turkey.
Cold tofurkey, maybe. So, you know, if you want to go gradually, if you don't have a chronic disease, I think you can go gradually. You can go at your own pace. You can eliminate meat and dairy and processed food, maybe just eat them every other day, or occasionally, or on the weekend. So you could set your own plan. But for us, going in all the way was the best way. Another thing you can do is test it. Just do a test drive of whole grains and fruits and vegetables only for maybe 30 or 45 days. And just see what happens. You'll be amazed at your increase in energy. You'll be sleeping better. You'll be going to the bathroom more regularly. You won't be
hungry.
No, and you won't be. You won't have any lack of energy. So that's another way to do it. Just do a 30 to 45 day trial period. So the next question is, how old were you two when you went whole food plant-based? I think I may be too old to go there.
Well, I just had the count on my fingers. We were 65 when we
first
learned
started.
that changing our diet could save our lives.
Yeah. Well, now we're in our 80s, and we're feeling better than ever. It's been an amazing transformation for us.
Right.
So the next one is, I've seen pictures of whole food plant-based dishes on the internet that did not look appealing. So what's up with that? Says
that's
writer.
Funny, because I have seen the same.
Yeah,
and,
like globs of food.
A little pile of rice and a little pile of beans and a little pile of something green.
Vegetable, yeah.
And that's not the way I cook. If you go to our website and you go under recipes, you will see delicious, tasty, appealing recipes that have lots of flavor and lots of nutrition. It doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be boring, or you won't want to do that.
So I think it's time for the last question.
And what is that?
Okay. So the question is, how can you tell if a person is a plant-based eater?
Oh, that's easy. Just wait a couple minutes. They'll be sure to tell you.
That's true. Hey, thanks, guys, for coming and watching this. If you have any more questions, just shoot us an email or put them in the comments section, and we'll do our best to answer every one of those questions. So we appreciate your subscribing. We appreciate your being part of this community, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Bon
Thanks.
appetit.
Yeah.